Hey everybody, welcome back to Stamping School. I got an email from Noreen who said, hey, remember years ago you did some tags on a ring? I was like, yeah, that was a good one. I don't know, maybe 10 years ago I did a video on it. So these are great gifts to give somebody for the holiday season, or you could make them in birthday or any other kind of sentiments that you would need for tags. But everybody has these key rings laying around typically. If you need a bunch of them, I order them on Amazon, but in different sizes. But this is just a fun way, to use up your scraps and give someone a fun gift for this time of year. So a few weeks ago, I used the pattern tag dies. I think you guys remember I used those and did these tags right here. So these are already cut and ready to go as far as the base of the tags are already cut this size and ready. I'll link to this video below if you missed it. These had the ribbon tied on them already, so I just added the loops of ribbon on the key ring, and then you can just make a whole assortment for people and give them as a gift because everybody needs tags this time of year. So it's just kind of a fun way to do it. This one is on a bigger ring, and I use that cute North Pole delivery because they have all the die cuts in the paper already. And if you know somebody who's an animal lover, who likes dogs and cats and wildlife and things like that, this one is kind of fun. I'll post all the individual pictures, but I will show you what they look like one by one. Now for this set, I used all the same dies. I think it's a nested essential, and I used the largest banner for all of them. And I like decorating the front and the back. Look at that cute little fox. And then, whatever stamp set you want to use. Now, for the ribbon on these, I wanted to give them the tag and then the ribbon that would come off easily. We want to make sure that they can get it off. So what you want to do with the ribbon, about 8 inches of ribbon seems to work pretty good. Fold it in half and then put it through the ring and then loop the legs through there and then just pull and then just sort of keep them on the ring like that. So, okay, where did I leave off? Oh yeah, this one with the owl. 'Tis the season. From our house to yours. There's a little mouse with the package on him. The golden retriever, so cute. And again, no stamping really except for the to and from or the sentiment. For the bottom white, I just cut 2 of these stitched banners and then just trimmed that off and glued it on to make the snow. And on this one, look at the cute little dog. Okay. That paper has the houses in it with the little mailboxes, which is so cute. A little corgi. This came together in about an hour because these are all die cut already for you. You just punch them out and stick them on. So it's just a fun little gift. Sending Christmas wishes. And the bear, of course, black bears. And this one. Did I show you this one yet? Yeah, just from our house to yours. 'Tis the season. Super easy. So this ring is larger. This one is, which kind of makes it, you could put it on the smaller one, but it sort of gives it like the heftiness feel of a nicer gift when it's larger like that. So this one is 3 inches versus this one, it's just 2 inches. So again, Amazon or wherever you buy these things, these little guys, and easy to add and take off because they open like that, right? So easy for people to use. Okay, let me show you another one. This one I use Peaceful Garden, and I have a few tips to show you on these. These are the ornament dies, the ornamental Christmas dies, which I did not get the stamps, and now I have to get the stamps because I really like them. I was thinking I would just do the shapes, but I found when I was working with it, it would have been really nice to have the stamps that go with it. Here's a cute, 2 different kinds of trees and all the things, but if you only had the dies, or go back to your stash and see what you have, using that pretty Peaceful Garden paper, and these come with the circle already. So I just cut the designer paper and the circles, added rhinestones, and my banner. I think this one is, this one's from Peace on Earth, but you know, lots of different sentiments would fit here. Here's the back side. So the to and the from I got from Traditional Labels. Right here, this one right there. And I just did that on the back of all of them so people could, you know, use the tags. There's this one. And this ornament comes with the stamp set and also gives you 2 of these little ornament toppers, 2 of these little accents, this strip that will go across, I'll show you a tip on that, and then the stars. All right, let's see what else we have in here. That's the back side. And again, the ribbons that all coordinate. 'Tis the season, that pretty glimmer paper. To and the from, very simple, just a circle. Now, this one fits so perfectly, I couldn't believe it. The Traditional Labels, which wasn't meant for this at all, but I lined up my stamps. I took off I'll show you how I did it. I noticed that these were all curved and I thought, well, that's kind of cool. We can use the ornament this way. And so if you add, let me turn this over so you can see it better. There we go. So I just lined these up like I was gonna stamp them. Merry Christmas wishes. And kind of got them where I wanted them on my ornament there. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but the stamps are lined up. You would do it on your die cut or here, and then you just put your block on, and then you're good to stamp it on the ornament. And I like the curve, the sending merry wishes. I wasn't expecting that to go with it, but it did. And then 'tis the season. Let's see. Oh, this one, I did the tree, and then just put a little ribbon around it and a banner up through the middle. Yep. And let's see this one. Oh yeah, more peace, love, and joy, and then the ornament with that pretty paper. And that paper has those doves right where they need to be for the ornament, which is really nice. So that is on a smaller ring, and you can see they're a touch crowded, and there's 6 of them. Yeah, 6. Oh yeah, this one too. This one is just sort of a double, like that. So they're a little bit crowded. I might move these to the larger ring so you can see they could use a little more room, like that. If you're gonna use the ornament with this die right here, cut it first and trim it out a little bit longer, and then go back and cut it like that. On the one that I did here, I cut it before gluing it on, and it's a touch short, but it's okay. It'll do. But if you're gonna do it, you know, I would make it longer. Even though there's those little indentations here, I would do that and then cut that out. All right, one more ornament to show you, and then I'll show you the new Stampin' Up! Packaging, because some of you have been asking about that. So hang on till the end. We have these rings right now, these gold rings for ornaments and different cards and things like that. And these are about, I think, 3.5 inches. Yeah, about 3.5 inches, so they're quite large. And there's some really great samples, you know, showing the rings. And I thought, well, you know, how do you do that so it will hang properly? So let me show you a quick tip. If you have these and you want to make some of these, this ring will work, but it's a little bit smaller than our stitched die. I like the stitched die a little bit better. It gives that little stitched accent around the little dots all around there. But I'll use this one just for an example. When you make your hole, make sure you use a big enough one that will fit your key ring. I had to use my crocodile, but it's probably a 1/4 inch hole to fit on the key rings. So the first thought is that when you tie this on, this is what I did first, I tied it here, and then I tied it on here, and then it was all wonky and off center. So what you have to do is you have to do a knot here, and then you have to leave a little gap. And the way that I found works the best on this is to just gently tape these down with some repositionable tape so it doesn't scoot around on you. And just tape that down, all right? And then you can come, then you've got your spacing right for these. and then tie again. Gotta slip that under there. And you're gonna tie again up here. Yeah, it's a little tedious, not, you know, but you have to have the knots be apart so they hang right. I mean, the other thing you could do is use 2 of them back to back and run the string through and all of that, but if you just want to just create an easy one and tie a bow up here, this is how you have to do it. So that when it hangs, it's going to have that little gap in there, just like that. And that helps a lot. So on this one, and then I tied the bow so it'll hang and twist and, you know, be cute like that. So I ended up using these dies a lot. I actually like them. So if you have those shape dies, you know, laying around, you can use just the shapes, you know, with your different designer papers. All right, now the new packaging, let me show you that. So this is the current stamp set, which we all know and love, but it does take up quite a bit of space. And I know for Stampin' Up, these cases are quite problematic, especially in the winter. Anybody who has gotten a stamp set case and they're cracked and they have to replace them, it's annoying. And especially in the winter time, I don't know how many cases I have to replace for customers because in the frigid cold, the plastic cracks, you know, like things, you know, bump up against it and they crack. So I know that's frustrating. So this is the difference in the size right here. So these are the stamp sets. So they are a few inches, let's see, they're about 1.5 inches taller and just a smidge wider. So they end up being, you know, about 5.5 by 9. Now, people have asked, how come they're so tall? Well, the industry standard apparently has gone to these. A lot of other stamp companies do that, but also I know Stampin' Up! Quite often has double stamp sets, and they're going to be able to put all of the stamps on one big sheet, so, which is kind of cool. And the dies, which are really nice, have the pictures on them also. Now, the big complaint I've heard from demonstrators is that this says Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and the little title down here says Friendly Foliage, whereas this says Friendly Foliage for the stamps, but photopolymer stamp set. But if they had done Friendly Foliage on both, it might be hard to quickly grab it. Which one is the die? Which one is the stamp set, right? So I think I hope that they make this a little bit bigger. I understand why they did that, but I think if they just put the title here, Friendly Foliage, and then it says dies, and that says photopolymer stamp set, I think we can make it work. I really love that the images are here. For years and years, I've been copying my image sheet of the dies, you know, and putting it in there. So I love that that's in there, because currently our dies, you know, they don't have a picture. And you don't know what they look like unless you make a photocopy of it and remember what's in there. So I do love that. And the other thing I like about these pouches, I really like the fact that if I wanted to put my dies in here also, I could. So these will actually fit in there at the same time. So if I wanted to keep them together, I will be able to. And I don't plan on putting these up on a shelf. I plan on putting these in a bin and just being able to rifle through them. I could alphabetize them. I could go by season. I think it's going to work well for me because I'll be able to look down instead of straining my neck always looking up on my stamps, like on my shelves. So I'm okay with it. I think change is okay, and I love the fact that this is going to save a lot of room. For people who don't have big craft rooms, I think that's going to be really good. So these will be rolling out. You know, a lot of the new stuff coming out will be with these, but the annual catalog, you know, a lot of these will still be there. You can still buy the empty stamp cases. So don't worry, it's going to be okay. We'll get used to them. And I think I'm already liking it. Well, that's it for me. I hope you go make one of these. And thank you, Noreen, for reminding me about this fun gift idea. I'll post all the photos on my blog and in a PDF for you, so you know what I used for all the supplies. All right, we'll see you next time. See it, learn it, stamp it.